What's going on, guys? It's UrAvgConsumer, and today I've got a comparison video for you guys that you've been requesting. So today I'm going to be comparing the new Beat Studio versus the V-Moda M100. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. And alright guys, here we have the new Beat Studios and here we have the V-Moda Crossfade M100. These are both really great headphones. They retail for $300 for the Beat Studios and $310 for the V-Moda Crossfades. Now it's only a $10 difference, so it's not going to be a make or break. So, but the V-Modas are a little bit more expensive by 10 bucks. But that aside, let's talk about the design of these headphones. Now you can see that they're very different design. I'm a fan of both of the designs. I like the Studios because it's a pretty simple, really nice new design from the line. As I said in many of my other videos, these are a hybrid of like a couple of different Beats products that are out there. Well, the V-Moda Crossfades, they just have a nice compact design while still looking very industrial. I really do like the different designs that you can actually have on this. You can actually take this plate off and put a different one on and change up the design, have a different plate that says something. You can customize this quite a bit. So the Crossfades have some really nice stuff going for it. I am a fan of how compact it is. It's got a real small footprint. And when you have this on, it doesn't look obnoxious. It doesn't have like a really huge design. So this fits quite well on the head. And I really do like how simple it is and while still looking pretty cool, I think. So I think in the design department, to each his own. I really like both of them. I can't even pick one over the other. I'm a huge fan of Beats and their designs in general, and I really do like the V-Moda Crossfade M100. So both of them have a really high rating in my opinion as far as the design goes. So it's really up to you on what you think looks better. Now, as far as comfort goes, I definitely have to give this to the Beat Studios. The Beat Studios are very, very comfortable. While the M100s are pretty comfortable, but sometimes if you wear them for long periods of time, I found that they can get a little tough to bear. After a while, this does have some clamping pressure on the head after a while. So after long periods of time, my ears start to hurt when I'm wearing these, and I'm talking about a long period of time. So I definitely have to give it to the Beats Studios in that regard. Now the M100s aren't straight up uncomfortable. These aren't like the Beats mixers or anything like that, but similar to like the Beats Pros, they're fine for a while, but after some time it does clamp a little, so it will be a little bit hard to bear after some time. Now, as far as durability goes, I definitely have to give this to the M100s. The M100s are quite durable. You can bend this in all kinds of ways, do all kinds of stuff to it. These are things I wouldn't even attempt with the Beat Studios. This is really, really nice. So it's a very, very durable pair of headphones, and I just really love it. It's definitely a lot more durable than the Studios because the Studios do have a plastic design, and whereas this may not crack easily or anything unless you like sit on it or like you stomp it, something, I don't know. But regardless of the fact, whatever you're going to do to whatever might happen to this, I'm sure if you put this in the same situation, it's not going to break the band because of the material that it's made out of. So definitely in the durability department, 100% that definitely goes to the V-Modas. Now, as far as features go, the Beat Studios has active noise canceling, which is a plus and a minus. The fact that it has active noise canceling is nice because it's noise canceling, but it does affect the sound quality a bit. Of course, some people who aren't familiar with noise canceling headphones, they kind of wonder what's that white noise in the back that I hear when I have these on. Well, that's the active noise canceling. With the V-Moda M100, you're not going to get that. And it still has some pretty good sound isolation. So it's not really a downfall that this doesn't have noise canceling. And I do think that because of that, the sound quality sounds just a bit better here. But we'll go into sound quality in a second. Also, the Beat Studios have a power on and off feature because of the active noise canceling. This doesn't work without batteries. So that's a big minus in that department compared to the V-Modas. The V-Modas don't require any batteries whatsoever. So you just plug them in and you're listening to music no matter what. So I definitely think that's a huge bonus for the V-Modas. Now the studios, because it has power, it has a mute button on the side that you can mute your music if you want to listen to someone, or you're talking to someone and you want to put your music on mute for a second. You can actually just do that here. So that's a cool feature, but these both have inline remotes where you can just kind of pause your music anyway. So it doesn't really make that huge of a difference. And like I said, this has plates that it can change up. So that's a nice feature that this has over the studios. As far as any other features that this does have a battery indicator. Well, that's not really a make or break in this department because the V-Modas don't need a battery indicator since they don't have a battery. Now, one thing I do like about the V-Modas that the studios don't have is the fact that it can daisy chain. And daisy chain means you can put another pair of headphones into these headphones and listen to the same audio source. So if you're listening to your iPod and then someone else wants to hear your music as well, they can just plug their headphones right into this empty headphone jack and then keep listening while you're listening. So both of you can listen at the same time. And what's really cool with the V-Modas is that it comes with a cable that you can actually daisy chain yet another headphone. So you can listen with 3 different headphones to one audio source at once, potentially, if you need to. I'm not sure 3 people are going to be sitting looking around at one device that needs, for audio. But if you're on a bus or something, or maybe you're on a car trip and you're sharing it with like your friends or whatever, hey, this could come in handy. So this can daisy chain up to 3 people. This doesn't. And really, that's about it for the features. I really think that the durability should be counted as a feature, since that's just amazing how durable these are. And one thing I didn't even note this about the design, guys, is how compact this thing can get. That's definitely a huge plus in the design department. Not the aesthetics as far as looks, but the overall design and the functionality of these headphones. The fact that it can get this small means that it's very portable. Now, the studios can fold up just like this, and you can put them in their case, and this is pretty portable as well, don't get me wrong, but it's not this. This is tiny. This is fitting in anything, really. This is really great. I love that about the V-Modas. So definitely have to give it up to the V-Modas there in that regard. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is the cases that they both come with. The Beat Studios come with an eggshell case. Well, it's not that special of a case. It's a hard shell case, but that's about all there is to it. You can fit the studios inside, but there's no pouches inside here, so you can't store any accessories. Or if you do store accessories, they're going to flop around inside. But that is the case, and it does a decent job at protecting it, so there's no issues here. Hard shell cases are great. Now, the same thing goes for the V-Modas. This has a hard shell case, but one thing about this, because the V-Modas can get so small, this thing can really fit anywhere because it's so compact. So this is a compact shell case. In comparison to the studios, you can see that it's quite a bit smaller. So definitely a thumbs up here. And also, what's great about the V-Modas is that it's able to store your cables with these little straps that it has inside of here. So you can get the cables to stick inside here with no problem, and you won't have anything loose running around. So that's really good too. But overall, they will both protect the headphones just the way you expect them to. So definitely a thumbs up for the V-Moda, since it has the straps and the small compact size, but they both do protect the headphones the way you need them to. And now, of course, to talk about the sound quality. Now, they both have great sound quality in my opinion, but like I said, I do have to give it up to the V-Modas because they don't have the active noise canceling, and that kind of makes the sound quality sound even crisper than the studios. So no white noise in your music. And when I listen to them, they're both very bassy. They both sound really great and clear, but the active noise canceling can be heard when comparing them directly. On its own, the active noise canceling isn't so bad. Listening to it, you really won't notice it unless you pause your music or have it at really low volumes. But still, when comparing it to the V-Modas sound a lot better. Now, there are people out there who really say that the V-Modas are going to destroy the studios no matter what. Now, don't get me wrong. These do sound better. in most regards, they do sound a bit better, but not enough to say that these will trash the studios. Now, I'm not an audiophile and I'm not going by audiophile standards. So I'm saying for the average consumer, when you're comparing the two, probably the biggest noticeable difference you'll find is one, that the active noise canceling isn't present in the V-Modas, so it'll sound clearer. And also the bass on the V-Modas, you can kind of feel it a bit more. The cushions on the V-Modas are a bit harder than the studios. They're not as soft. So you can kind of feel the vibrations from the bass quite a bit more on the V-Modas. And for the bass heads out there, I know that's a really nice thing to feel when you really feel the bass thumping. So there's a bit of a difference there in the sound quality. As far as the bass goes, you can feel the thump a lot more on the V-Modas than the Beat Studios. And you get that nice crisp sound due to the noise canceling. So definitely a thumbs up. Now, this is my first time really comparing active noise canceling to no active noise canceling. And I gotta say, guys, it does make a pretty good difference. And I really do like the fact that this doesn't have it. So in the sound quality regards, I do give it up to the V-Modas. They're just more my style. They're very crisp. They're a lot clearer, and they have more thumping bass, which I do like, than the studios. Not to say the studios lack any, but you just kind of feel it more with the V-Modas. So if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely go with the V-Modas. It's more compact. It's easier to walk around with. It's a lot more durable. The sound is better. Overall, I do think that the V-Modas are a better value than the studios. Now, if you're a Beats fan, then the studios are definitely not a bad option at all. I like them both very much. So it's really up to you and personal preference. My personal preference, though, is the V-Modas. I think that they're a better overall value, and they just have a lot more going for it as far as longevity and the sound quality. And all right, guys, that's pretty much it for this comparison. I do like the V-Modas more. Please don't kill me for saying that the V-Modas aren't leaps and bounds better than the studios as far as sound quality goes for the average consumer. I do want to note that it is better, but not the way I see it in comments where people are like, it's going to utterly destroy the Beat Studios. It's not that drastic. It's really not. But it is better. But all right, guys, that's it. Till the next video, it's your average consumer. Peace.